Coming up in today's vlog, it's quiz time as we continue our cruise on the Leeds and Liverpool Canal. What connects these three? A character in the oldest soap opera.
I don't believe that.
The Speaker of the House of Commons.
Order! Order!
And Queen Victoria. Carry on watching to find out.
Lovely and silent. Lovely and silent.
Who said what?
Alright. I could grab your laundry here. Beautiful day.
He's incognito. Good morning.
Morning.
And welcome to today's vlog.
Yeah, weather's a bit different from yesterday.
Yeah, we've had some sunshine because it is supposedly the start of summer because it's now mid-May.
Yeah.
But no, it's suddenly gone really cold. Just the day we decide to cruise and the sun goes in. Never mind. We're heading down to Johnson's Hillock Locks. Strange name. But before that, we've obviously got the usual duties of emptying the Elsan and filling up with water. And if you're looking here and thinking, I recognise this boat here, this green thing, then you'd be correct. It is Paul, Anthony and Dexter on Narrowboat Life Unlocked, who happen to have joined us.
And Saul in front.
And then Saul's in front of them as well.
Yeah.
I think they're heading off up the Leeds and Liverpool. We're obviously going in a completely opposite direction. But it's one of those chance meetings. These things you don't plan sometimes. It just happens by accident. But we've had a couple of good nights here.
Yeah. And it was funny because the reason they knew we were close is because Whistle Down the Wind is a steam-driven boat.
Oh, Whistle,
went
yeah.
past the other day,
Yeah.
and I took a video, and I think Tony must have put it on one of the social medias, and Paul and Anthony picked it up and thought, that's just gone past us, so they must be close.
Yeah.
So that's how we...
So they knew we were
Yeah.
not far behind, so we met here.
And what did you have the other night with them?
Bottle and a half of red.
Do you remember getting back on the boat?
No.
No, he tells me the next morning.
no.
He could have been in the cut.
Anyway, apparently it was a good night. So my head tells me. But there we go. That's your fault for buying too many red wines.
Don't say that.
No, I haven't got any, so I need some more. Thank you. And maybe Jan needs a gin.
No.
Anyway, we're going to get down to Johnson Hillock's Locks. We've got 7 locks to do. Then we're going to
7?
moor up and meet some subscribers in Adlington, I think it is. And then we've got a big break before we tackle the 20-something odd locks
A Wigan
at
flight.
Wigan. That'll maybe in the next vlog, I would think. So there's something to look forward to. Anyway, let's get moving.
Hi. Here.
got a volunteer Lockie on today, which is handy. He's telling us that the pounds are a bit low, some of them.
Wigan flight shut. Wigan's shut again.
And he's also saying that Wigan flight's closed again. Well, I've checked the Wigan Flight Crew Facebook group. There's no mention of it yet, so fingers crossed we're not going down there for another week yet anyway. It's one of those things, isn't it? You go rushing down there and get through it before it's closed off forever. Who knows? We'll take every day as it comes. Who's had a Weetabix?
They're just so high.
Yeah.
And the gates are like this. The gate paddles. Please don't open again. Well, there's a problem with the next lock, so I'm not allowed to open the gate paddles here until he gives me the go-ahead. I think it's to do with water levels anyway.
Last lock of the day. Everybody says first lock of the day. I'm saying last lock of the day. Because it is, because we're not going to do any more today. Because after this lock, 7 miles of lock-free cruising until we get to the big ones. Thank you very much, sir.
Enjoy Liverpool.
Thank you. This spot here ended up being our mooring for a little bit more than 2 weeks. Other boats were in the same position as us, having to wait for an indefinite period of time whilst the repairs were undertaken to the locks at Wigan. Quite bizarrely, we were all issued with overstay notices from Canal and River Trust, despite the fact that they already knew that the locks would take longer than 14 days to repair. After we'd put in our appeal to Canal and River Trust, they relented and let us stay until the works were completed. You'll be able to see us go down the Wigan flight in the next vlog. I think Lock 74 is the next one that's going to go, because that gate paddle is seriously leaking. We ended up staying here for almost 6 weeks. It gave us an opportunity to meet with subscribers Dawn and Duncan, and also to get to know the staff at White Bear Marina, who were extremely helpful when we needed the services. We were also serenaded by our neighbour opposite. And we'd like to extend our grateful thanks to Dawn and Duncan for their kind hospitality looking after us while we were here. And while we were here, it gave us an opportunity to look a little bit more into the history surrounding Adlington. You could be forgiven for thinking that this little Lancashire village is nothing more than a useful place to stop and enjoy the park, walk up to the chip shop, or enjoy a pint at the Bridge pub. There are also some very good takeaways here. But spend some time in the village as we did, and you'll find there's more to Adlington than meets the eye. Whilst it doesn't boast any famous celebrities, there are 2 names that you may have heard of if you live in the UK. The first is Sir Lindsay Hoyle, Speaker of the House of Commons and the local MP.
Shut up a minute!
And the other is Len Fairclough. No, not that Len Fairclough. He's a fictitious character in a soap opera. Leonard Fairclough. Leonard Fairclough Sr. was born in Chorley on the 17th of November 1852. He married Mary Miller, a farmer's daughter at Christchurch in Adlington on the 30th of October 1879. Leonard started his own small stonemasonry business in 1883, following in his father's footsteps. Leonard and Mary's son, Leonard Miller Fairclough, yes, it does get confusing when siblings share parents' first names, joined the company and continued to run it during the First World War. From 1917, the company traded as Leonard Fairclough Limited, and in 1927, Leonard Miller Fairclough, the son, became chairman of the company and retained this position until he retired in 1965. And whilst you may still not know the name, you will have almost certainly been on or under a Fairclough structure. The company built 31 bridges in the Manchester area and bridges on the Preston Bypass, which was the first motorway in England, later part of the M6. During the road building era of the 60s, Faircloughs were responsible for the bridges that span the M62 and most of the M6 motorway. Working with Alfred McAlpine, they also built the M53 motorway from Chester to the Wirral. By 1983, the company had completed more than 300 miles and over 1,000 bridges on the motorway projects. 2 of these bridges, noted for their engineering and construction, span the River Mersey, linking Cheshire and Lancashire. The Thelwall Viaduct, a 1¼ mile bridge which soars 75 feet above ground to cross the Mersey and the Manchester Ship Canal in one stretch, and the Widnes Runcorn Bridge, the longest single-arch steel span in the United Kingdom. And to think this company started from humble beginnings in Adlington at the side of the Leeds and Liverpool Canal. If you've ever wondered why there's a statue of Queen Victoria on top of this building, it's because it used to be Fairclough's office. It was his way of celebrating the late Queen. In fact, the Faircloughs are quite famous in the village, Leonard's legacy even extending to this beautiful little park dedicated to him. Leonard Sr. started as a stonemason carving funeral monuments, so Jan and I decided to see if we could find any stonework relating to him or his family in the local cemetery. Right, so we're looking for Mr. Fairclough Sr.'s grave. It's got to be here somewhere. We know he's buried in Adlington Cemetery, which is where we are at the moment. We've just got to find out where. Didn't even realise there's something called findagrave.com. How bizarre is that? Now, the one thing we do know from the records is that he started off his career as a stonemason, so chances are his grave is going to be quite special. Still don't know where to look. whole family's buried here, I think. And as you'd expect from a stonemason.
He didn't do anything by halves then.
No.
So you've got his daughters, their husbands, sons, their wives. They were quite young when they died. There's a daughter here that was 20. Another one died in infancy. Another one was 44.
This is the original Leonard Fairclough, Dad, who started the business off, and then his son, who took it over.
You can't really see it that well, but this is Leonard Fairclough, husband of Ellen, died February the 7th, 1976.
Yeah.
And
So
then
he was the
here,
son.
which is newer of course,
Yeah.
is children.
Yeah. And I think if you look at that, that shows stonemason. I think it's stonemasonry.
You have to check that out.
Yeah.
That looks like some sort of pick.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised.
Bolts.
Yeah.
You have to check it out.
Don't know what's on this side. What's on this side? Oh yeah, yeah. They're like instruments of some description, aren't they?
It's all the same.
Tools.
Yeah.
What's that got? Look at them.
And the pick again.
Pickaxe, yeah.
Pickaxe, yeah.
No JCBs in them days.
And then on this one, you've got a scroll, you've got books. So you've got the scroll, you've got a book, you've got the pickaxe, you've got a spade. Oh, and the what do you call that? That's the pickaxe, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's all the tools of his
Trade.
trade, yeah.
Hold on. So we've found some graves here. Is that what we've just seen? Just the memorial? Does that necessarily mean they're buried
No,
under
I think
that
they're
plot?
buried in there.
Okay, so here we've got Nathan.
Is it a son? We'll have to find out.
Yeah.
And his wife.
Alice.
Also William Fairclough.
Well, that's the original
and
one,
his
isn't it?
wife. 1900s, look.
Yeah.
1895.
Oh, blimey, that's
Is this
Dad of
Grandad?
Dad.
Is this
Grandad.
Is this Grandad?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, 6 weeks.
Because son of Leonard Fairclough had 4 kids as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
4 sons. One of which was called Leonard, so that's where it gets confusing.
So yeah.
Don't call your family after you.
Who's this
By the way,
one, then?
there's another Nathan Fairclough. Look, born in 1848.
Monumental Mason.
Yeah, well, that's what
Well,
that's
this
what the
again-
job was.
This is Nathan and William.
Yeah, this is
So maybe this is a monument, and that's the grave.
Yeah, I think these are monuments, and that's graves. That's like a what do you call those tower?
Oh, it's a cloth. It's like a
Yeah, but it's over a.
plinth.
Ooh, get you.
We hoped you enjoyed our tour around Adlington. And of course, Adlington was the answer to the quiz that we set at the beginning of the vlog.
Thank you to our supporters on Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee and channel members. Next time, of course, we tackle the Wigan flight. In the meantime, don't forget to give us a thumbs up for a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's totally free to do so. And then when you have subscribed, press the bell icon. Ding! Thank you, Jan. And YouTube will let you know next time we upload a vlog. In the meantime, stay safe everybody. Happy cruising. Bye.